Hey guys, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge and welcome to Bunches of Lunches. This week I have 4 super fun themed lunch ideas to share with you. And this week the kids are actually getting in the kitchen with me and we're going to make their lunches together. So give this video a big thumbs up if you like fun lunches, hit that red subscribe button if you're new, and let's get on to the lunches. Okay guys, first up is Mackenzie's lunch, and for her lunch today we're going for a Royal High theme. I am no expert when it comes to Royal High, so Kenzie, can you explain a little bit about what Royal High is?
It is a Roblox roleplay game where you can go to high school and you're also a princess.
Okay, so for Mackenzie's lunch we're going to start with the main course first, and for her main course she's going to need some bread, some strawberry jelly, and some peanut butter. Then we're gonna try to make this sandwich into a crown shape, and that's because in the game you can actually order a sandwich just like this. Next we're gonna move on to the fruit. And in Royal High there's not a lot of fruit, but you can find fruit on a skewer, so that's what we're gonna do today. Next up is the veggie, and honestly there really aren't a lot of veggies in Royal High either, but they do offer lots of salad choices. So that's what we're going to add into Mackenzie's lunch, a good old green salad with some extra cabbage, carrots, and cucumbers. Oh yes, and a little container of ranch on the side. For Mackenzie's snack, we're going to add in some Lay's potato chips, another snack I found on the game. And then last but not least, for her special treat, I'm going to be making a blended drink because on Royal High there are so many. I'm going to try to make a mermaid frap. So for this we're going to be using some pineapple juice. I'm also going to add in some of this water flavoring. This is going to hopefully turn our drink blue. We're also going to use some sprinkles and whipped cream. So to make this drink, Mackenzie's just going to fill up our blender with frozen pineapple. Next, we're adding in some pineapple juice. So far it's kind of like a Dole Whip. At this point, we're going to add a little bit more water and a good amount of our blue water flavoring. Now we're just going to blend this all together and voila, we have a mermaid frozen drink. And to check it out, you guys, this looks so cool and it smells very tropical. So now I'm going to very carefully add this to Mackenzie's cup, top it off with some whipped cream, some sprinkles, and this really cute mermaid pig. Okay guys, that is everything in Mackenzie's lunch. And of course, afterwards, she's gonna let us know whether she liked it or not.
My favorite part was the drink. I ended up sharing it with all the kids, and all the kids loved it.
Next up is Jackson's lunch. And the theme for Jackson's lunch is all things stuffed. And you guys, I'm super excited about this lunch because it's sponsored by Stuffed Puffs. So guys, if you've never heard of Stuffed Puffs before, they basically look just like an ordinary marshmallow on the outside, but once you bite into them, you'll find that they're actually stuffed with a creamy, sweet milk chocolate core. So for now, I'm gonna set these yummy marshmallows aside. Jackson and I are gonna be making a really tasty but easy treat a little bit later. Right now, Jackson and I are going to start on his main course, which is actually something I've never made before, but I recently saw this video on Facebook and it looked really easy, so we're gonna give it a try today. Now I already have my oven preheating at 350 degrees, and now I'm going to go ahead and open up this store-bought pizza crust. And since Jackson's never had the opportunity to open one for himself, I'm going to let him do the job.
Push right here?
Yep, push it till it pops. Yay! Did it scare you?
No.
Next, we're gonna go ahead and roll this out. I'm gonna try to stretch it just a little bit. I want this to be as even as possible. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and use my super cute Mickey pizza cutter to cut this dough into 3 long strips. And now it's time for the filling, and I'm gonna let Jackson take over this part.
So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of sauce right down the middle, and now it's time for the cheese. Some for the pizza, and some for me. Some for the pizza, some for me. Some for the pizza, and now I'm gonna add the pepperoni.
Now this part is important. Definitely make sure to kind of pinch the edges of this dough so that it will stay together. To make this into a pretzel, you just twist the ends around 2 times. then fold them over like this. And you definitely want to make sure to sort of pinch the edges of this dough as well so your pretzel doesn't fall apart. Now to give these pizza pretzels even more delicious flavor, I'm mixing together some melted butter with a little bit of garlic powder and Italian seasonings, and I'm going to have Jackson just brush this all over the pretzels. Next, we're going to top these with some little baby pepperonis, and we're going to finish them off with just a little sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. Now all we have to do is pop these in the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes or until golden brown. Check it out, you guys. These smell so good. And they are super cheesy. That garlic butter on the outside really made these over the top. So now that Jackson's stuffed pizza pretzel is done, I'm also going to give him a little container of pizza sauce for dipping. And now on to the stuffed fruit.
I'm going to take some raspberries and I'm going to stuff them with some blueberries. Then add them to my lunchbox. Next, I'm going to some carrot stuffed cucumber and some cucumber stuffed carrot. I'll add these to the front section of my lunchbox.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add a small container of ranch on the side for Jackson to dip his veggies in. Okay guys, now that brings us to our special stuffed puff sweet treat. The stuffed puffs come in two varieties. Of course, there's the classic milk chocolate, that's these guys, and the new chocolate on chocolate, which is probably my favorite. Now you guys, you definitely can eat these straight from the bag. They are super yummy, but you could also roast them. You can pop them in the microwave for a few seconds to heat them up. And if you add these to a graham cracker, they make the perfect s'more. For Jackson's lunch, we're gonna make something called a stuffed puff s'more bite. So for this, I'm gonna start by having Jackson just crush up some graham crackers. This part is actually really fun. And while he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and melt some chocolate. So now I'm gonna create a little assembly line here, and all we're gonna do is take one of these delicious stuffed puff marshmallows. We're gonna dip just the end in some melted chocolate, then we're going to quickly dip them in some crushed graham cracker. And check these out, you guys. We made a few of the classic milk chocolate ones, and then we also made some of the chocolate on chocolate ones, because I'm pretty sure all of my kids are going to want to try these. Now you guys, these stuffed puffs are available at retailers nationwide as well as on Amazon, and for more information you can visit stuffedpuffs.com. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 of our stuffed puff s'more bites to this really cute pretzel skewer, and I'll go ahead and place this in a separate container on the side. And there you have it, guys. That is everything in Jackson's stuffed lunch. So here's Jackson's lunch before, and here it is after.
I really like the stuffed pretzel. The raspberries were just okay. And I really like the stuffed puff s'more bites.
Okay guys, next up we're making Lily's lunch. And the theme for Lily's lunch is
flowers.
Okay, Miss Lily. For your lunch, we're actually gonna start with the treat first. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This only has 3 ingredients.
Oh.
First, you're going to need some of these white candy melts.
Ooh.
You're also going to need some square pretzels.
Ooh.
And your favorite part, M&Ms. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's take some pretzels and lay them just like this all over our cookie sheet.
Okay.
Next, you're gonna take 1 little chocolate melt and you're gonna place it on top of the pretzel as close to the center as you can. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna take over because I need to add these into my oven for just a few minutes or until the chocolate starts to get a little bit soft. All right, so these are out of the oven. The chocolate's nice and soft. Go ahead and start putting the M&Ms on.
They look like eggs now. The little eggies. I'm all done.
They look so good. So now let's go ahead and set these aside. Get the rest of your lunch ready.
Yay!
All right, next we're going to make a flour sandwich. And for this, we're using just some regular sandwich bread, and we're using some really special peanut butter. Now, because I want this sandwich to be a peekaboo sandwich, Lily's going to cut out 2 little flower shapes, and then to just one piece, she's gonna cut a smaller flower shape. Once the peanut butter's on there, she's gonna close that up, and then of course it's time for the sprinkles. So now it's time to get that in the lunchbox, and we're gonna move on to Lily's fruit. Now, of course, Lily loves fruit, but today we're gonna add in some watermelon, some cantaloupe, and some blueberries. And we've already cut these into flower shapes. And she's just gonna go ahead and stack them up and add them to a skewer. That way they're really cute, but they're also really fun to eat. And then over here, we're gonna add in just a few extra pieces of cantaloupe. Next, we're gonna add in some sugar snap peas. I've already trimmed the edges off of these as well. And we've saved some space over here next to the sandwich to add a couple of extra peas. That way it makes our little flour sandwich look extra cute. Now, if you guys know Lily, you'll know that she loves ranch with everything, so I'm definitely gonna add in some of that. Maybe a little too much. Hopefully that'll be okay. And then for Lily's snack, I'm also going to be throwing in a Baby Bell cheese, and I just use my small flour cutters to remove some of the outside wax. This is really easy to do, and it just makes a really fun design. Okay guys, now last but not least, we're going to add in the little M&M pretzel flowers right over here. Okay guys, here's Lily's lunch before, and here it is after. Okay Lily, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the sandwich, the pretzel candies, the fruit, and the Baby Bell cheese.
So everything except for the vegetables.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Griffin's lunch. Now for Griffin's lunch, I have something extra special planned. And for this, I'm not actually going to be using a lunchbox or a plate at all. Instead, I thought it would be really fun to use an ice cube tray. We're going to put your lunch in there?
What?
Now this is actually a really good idea if you have little kids or picky eaters, because all you have to do is put a few bites of this and a few bites of that. These are all easy finger foods, they don't take a lot of prep work, and it's just a fun alternative to the regular lunch. So for Griffin's main course, I'm going to be giving him some pepperoni. These are just mini turkey pepperonis, and they're not too spicy. To go along with the pepperoni, I'm also going to give him a string cheese, and I'm going to go ahead and ask him if he can cut the cheese. He actually really loves helping in the kitchen, and this is a really good opportunity to let him. Okay, so now that we have the cheese in there, we're going to move on to some fruit, and I'm really going to put lots of different fruit in here. I'm going to be adding in some mango, some blueberries, and some grapes. And I am going to go ahead and cut these grapes just so they're a little bit safer for him to eat. Next, Griffin's going to add in some corn. He loves corn. And we're going to try to keep the corn in just these 2 sections, because if you haven't guessed already, I'm trying to keep this in a rainbow order. And then when it comes to the vegetable, Griffin's not a huge fan of a lot of different kinds. So we're just going to go ahead and add in some edamame and call it good. I know Griffin loves edamame. In fact, all of my kids do. Last but not least, we're going to be adding in some animal crackers. But we just want the pink ones for this lunch tray today. And there you have it, guys. This was a super quick and easy lunch to make, and it's such a fun change from just the regular old lunch. Okay, Griffin, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the pepperoni, and what was the name?
The pepperonis and the cookies?
Yeah.
But not the grapes.
Mm-mm.
No grapes for you.
It's no mango.
No mango?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't eat all your mango? That's okay. Now, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I want to thank Stuffed Puff for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget there'll be a link down below if you want to check them out, and I'll see you in my next video.